Hello, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day. This is Elder Bednar. He is one of our apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He talks briefly about how the governments have overused their power and authority and how religious freedoms and other freedoms have been greatly curtailed. Let's listen to him for a couple moments, and I'm going to talk more about my story and the church's story and how people of faith everywhere need to stand up to the government abuses that are going on.
Health and safety. And I believe public officials have most often sought to do the right things to protect the public from the virus. Drawing proper lines to protect both public health and religious exercise in a pandemic is very challenging. But we cannot deny, and we should not forget, the speed and intensity with which government power was used to shut down fundamental aspects of religious exercise. These decisions and regulations were unprecedented. For nearly 2 months, Americans and many others throughout the free world learned firsthand what it means for government to directly prohibit the free exercise of religion.
Now I'm going to stop there. There's much more that needs to be said. It's now going on past 3 months. We started this in March. We've got April, May, and June, which have fully been used in this. Now they want to shut down even more. I've had videos on how they're misrepresenting the facts and the data, and our media are compromising the truth, and they're not telling the truth. And because they're not telling the truth needs to be brought out. Now my purpose is to unite and join other faithful individuals that love our country, love our freedoms, love their faith and families, and want to protect it. Now let's go on to a couple more clips, and I'm going to close with my individual testimony and plea to join me and others in fighting for our freedoms, our family, and our faith. This is Ezra Taft Benson. He was one of the living prophets of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He was Secretary of Agriculture, and this is what he says as a prophet. And he had first-hand experience that there was much abuse in Washington, D.C.
I have faith that the Constitution will be saved as prophesied by Joseph Smith. But it will not be saved in Washington.
And I repeat, it will not be saved in Washington. Trump and others are trying to do that, but the people must rise up and control their states and their federal government and put extreme pressure on them to do so. We're in a war like we've never seen before. COVID-19 has been abused and used by governments to control the population, control the business, the industry, and the money of people, and to control them physically, emotionally, and socially, and religiously. And this has not been seen or foretold by the prophets, but it is part of an elite group to control this country and the world.
It will be saved by citizens of this nation.
It will be saved by citizens of this nation. It will be saved by faithful individuals of this nation and of the world. We're going to let it go. I'm going to leave this as a source for you to look at, but my hope is that we can unite as conservative and faithful individuals and save this nation and the world from the governmental abuses that are now so vastly pushed upon us. And this war will continue until Jesus Christ comes. I have no doubt about it. This is what the war is about. This is what our freedoms are about. And this will continue until Christ comes, consumes these wicked elites, and brings in an era of peace and glory. Because of Christ, we have freedoms. We have a foundation. We have the United States. We have the Constitution. We have our freedoms in this country and this world. We have our life and the power of redemption, resurrection, and hope because of Christ. Now, Christ is coming and going to rule, and I hope that all faithful individuals will unite with me and we unite with Christ to unite this world to gain the freedoms and the privileges we need to work with Jesus Christ for 1,000 years. These times are going to be the toughest in our world's history, and we have to unite under Jesus Christ, using our faith, using our freedoms, using what we have in money, power, and otherwise, to unite with Jesus Christ, to prepare for the second coming, and to bless the world for that great time when He will come. But we need to be able to unite and make it through the great tribulation, which will probably last for 12 to 15 years before He comes. So these will be the most trying times in the world's history before Christ comes. So join with me. Purchase products and programs on my site to move up, and let's do what we need to do to unite in faith, unite in Christ, unite in our families and our freedoms, and usher in the great millennial reign of peace and prosperity. And the only way to do that is to unite and to get through the great tribulations which will now face us for this next decade and a little beyond that. This is Roger Mark from Billings, Montana. Good day.